Let's get to that.
All right, let's get to that.
Now, matter of fact, I zip niggas up. Let's get that.
The views and opinions expressed by Zip is not always the views and opinions held by Zip. Sometimes they come from the cat. The cat doesn't identify as a cat. I believe it's a pit bull. So around here, we refer to it as pit cat. In this video, we're going to be talking about Maino and the Vlad TV interview that's going viral. But before we get into the video, do me a favor. Stall off on that like button, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I drop these videos and all that. Hey, yo, man, I just had a beautiful Ramadan. If you fasted this Ramadan, I'm saying shout out to you. I'm saying may Allah accept your fast. Hey, yo, check it out. You know, I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. While I was gone, a lot was going on, you heard? Niggas dropping diss songs. Like, they back active in New York on some rap shit, you heard? Shout out to T.I., Damani, and King, cuz it seemed like they got New York City back active on some rap shit. Yeah, Papoose dropped a diss song. Maino back rapping. You know what I'm saying? 50 dropping songs. You know what I mean? So, you know, New York is back, you heard? And with that, here come Vlad TV, you heard? And with that, here come Vlad TV. Maino put a little joint out. You know what I mean? He shouted me out in there. I took that as a shout out. I ain't take that as no diss. Niggas is on the internet saying he was dissing dudes and all that. If they took it as a diss, they took it as a diss. I ain't take it as no diss. He said, I zip niggas up. Let's get to that. How he diss me? Yeah, he dissed me with that. Shout out to Maino for that. You know what I mean? Because he ain't had to say that, but he did. So, you know, you feel me? But, yo, check it. He put the song out. People saying it's a diss song. He's saying it's not a diss song. I agree. I don't feel like that's a diss song. You know what I'm saying? He did put a diss song out for 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? And I gave my take on that. You know what I mean? I wasn't really jacking that too much. But it's Maino. And I'm saying that's like Maino clientele. Maino clientele is going to like anything Maino put out. So at this stage, he's probably not even looking for new fans in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? He's just, you know, supplying the demand for his clientele. You know what I'm saying? Who can afford a nigga for that? You heard? Get your money, my nigga. You know what I mean? But the joint he put out, Algorithm, I'm jacking that. I'm jacking that because it's a concept. And I'm saying, as a nigga that know how to rap, it's hard to do concepts, bro. It's hard to have, like, stay on topic a whole song, like, and stick to the script. It's hard to do that. I don't care what nobody say. That's why you don't hear as many concept raps as you might feel like you should hear, you heard? Because it's hard to stay on topic and be rhyming and making and staying, like, that's kind of hard to do. So, like, salute the Maino for that. Now, let's get to this Vlad TV interview, you heard? Maino said in that Vlad interview a lot of things. Yeah, he said a lot of things in that Vlad TV interview. One thing he said was, Jimmy Henchman and them spanked 50 in them. I wouldn't categorize it as he spanked them niggas. Like, I fuck with some of them niggas, so I wouldn't categorize it as that. But I would say Jimmy and them niggas won that. I would say Jimmy and them niggas won that. Like, people houses was getting clapped up. Rest in peace, Lodi Mac died. People houses were getting firebombed. All they did was smack Jimmy Henchman's son up. And after that, multiple houses got firebombed and clapped up. And somebody lost their life. So Maino is not lying when he say what he said. I just wouldn't have said it like that. He might not know none of the G Unit niggas. He might not care about saying it like that. But like, shout out to my son Jaffe, you know what I'm saying? That's my son, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, Rude Boy. Rest in peace, Ice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was passed in with the unit, you know what I'm saying? With them niggas, those are my niggas, you know what I'm saying? Man also said something about Fifth ain't have no beef with World and them niggas. If you go back and check, I previously said the same thing. I was locked up with the nigga eBay. eBay, my son. Shout out to eBay. Free that nigga eBay, yo. eBay said he ain't had no smoke with the nigga Fifth. He said if he'd had smoke with the nigga Fifth, he would have knew where to go get him at. That's what he told me. So I done knew where to go get the nigga. I had no smoke with that nigga. And I gotta take his word for that, you heard? So again, Maino is not lying when he say that. I feel like Maino want to bump into 50 in the club and shoot the 5 with him. I said that in the previous video before too. Yeah, be in the club and be able to get 5 or 6 punches off. Him and Fifth, both of them niggas get 5 or 6 punches off. I think that Maino want that. That's gonna propel his career. He's talking spicy like he don't mind getting it on with something when he sees something. You know what I mean? Me, Queens nigga, I'm from the streets. I consider myself a hooligan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was outside putting work in. I went to jail for all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? That you probably never went to jail for. You know what I'm saying? When Maino said 50 not known for no gangster shit, I understood what he was saying, you heard? You might not understand that. Because you heard Fifth was beating niggas up in the hood and things of that nature. Yeah, you heard he was beating niggas up in the hood and all that. You heard he got clapped up. You should see him with the vest, the guns and all that. So in your mind, you might jack that narrative that he's a gangster. I understand what Maino meant when he said he don't recognize the gangster shit. I understand that. I'm not saying that I don't recognize no gangster shit. Because I feel like a nigga that had the block on smash, was giving niggas packs, beating niggas up, breaking jaws and all that in the hood. I feel like a nigga that's doing that is gangster. You heard? But there's levels to this shit. I just said I went to jail for all types of shit that you never went to jail for. Yeah, you wouldn't even thought about doing some of this shit that they locked me up for. Yeah, you wouldn't even thought about some of this shit, you heard? Hooligan shit. So I understand what Main's saying when he say he don't recognize the gangster shit. I met Main up north in 9-8. I was 17 years old. He had probably about 7-8 years in by the time I met him. Yeah, he had a bunch of time in by the time I met him and all that. That nigga's a hooligan, you heard? Like, yeah, and he like the most common word used to describe a nigga like Maino was a gangster. Nigga was up north cutting niggas that's murderers. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit. He was going through it. You know what I'm saying? While Fifth was out here beating niggas up, handing out packs, getting to it, running around with that white Benz and all that. Maino was up north, going through it with the gangsters. Ain't two different types of niggas, you heard? In that regard. And right now, today, they two different types of niggas. Maino said, nigga got a bunch of money. Son got a bunch of money. And people believe that he a gangster. And son is not soft. Nobody could say 50 soft. I mean, you know, you got niggas that be saying that on the internet. But, like, Ja Rule and them niggas been saying 50 soft for a long time. Nothing Maino was saying, Ja Rule and them niggas ain't said before. But coming from a nigga like Maino, it hit a little different. Because niggas know Maino reputation. Maino is a gangster. You understand what I'm saying? Ja Rule is not known to be a gangster. I ain't saying Ja Rule soft or none of that, but he's not known to be a gangster. You understand what I'm saying? Maino was recognized as a gangster. And he's saying these things about 50 like, And so you see what's going on here? So now when these niggas see each other, I don't think 50 gonna jack that. I don't think 50 jacking that. All right, nigga. Y'all niggas be in them clubs and all that. I come through, I see y'all niggas, I'm saying, like, catch you somewhere, like, I'm saying, we gonna see what's up. Go see if you think I'm a gangster or not after that encounter. You feel me? I ain't mad at nothing Maino had to say about 50, you heard? I ain't mad at nothing Maino had to say about 50. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. Who am I to say he wrong for feeling like 50 is not a gangster? I can't say that. Maino went to jail for kidnapping people and all types of robberies and all of that. I can't say 50. We don't know 50 for doing things like that in New York. We don't know 50 for doing things like that in New York. So I can't be mad at Maino for saying he don't know 50 for being a gangster. What I can be mad at Maino about is that T.I. take. Yeah, when they asked that nigga about T.I. being on the stand and Maino. Let's get to that, nigga. You bugging, homie. If I'm in the corner store, niggas running the corner store, back the Poncho down or back the Aki down, whoever, right? Back them down. They let off a couple shots, knock the Aki down, knock the Poncho down, whatever, right? Get up out of there. They see me on the camera in the store, scared to death. Right? They see me, they recognize, oh, that's Zip with the drip. They pull up on me, yo. We seen you in the store, blah, 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 blah. They call me, subpoena me to the stand when they catch these niggas. They used the cell phones to track these niggas down and all that. Yo, they had masks on. I ain't see nothing. I don't know how they look, but I saw them do what they did to the Aki. Yeah. The tall one went in the register. I could do that. Because that's what T.I. did. Oh, I can't identify this nigga, but this is what these niggas was doing and all that. Then he start talking about telling the nigga, oh, I had to explain to the nigga daughter, 2-3-year-old daughter, that her father wasn't there no more. I had to explain to his mother that her son wasn't going to be here no more. What? Niggas could do that? You try to downplay that like that's all right? That's not all right, homie. And you know that. I don't know if you went to trial before, but I did. Nigga can't come to my trial and say no shit like that and that be all right. Yeah, you can't come to trial and say that and that be all right. Huh? Yeah, you wildin' with that one, huh? Yeah, like everything you said about 50, salute to you, do you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas get, y'all going back and forth, and I'm saying you saying what you saying, he's saying what he's saying. He said y'all niggas is butt, you saying he butt. It is what it is. But you can't then say that what T.I. did, you know what I'm saying, on that stand ain't doing bad. You can't do that. And you can't say that 50 Ways to Catch a Killer is like that Crime Stoppers 577 tips. 577 tips is like 50 Ways to Catch a Killer? Hey, yo, Chat GPT, check it out, right? Hey, yo, 50 Cent got a program called 50 Ways to Catch a Killer. Is any of those cases open cases, or are those cases already solved?
So 50 Cent's show 50 Ways to Catch a Killer focuses on solved murder cases, not open investigations. Each episode follows detectives from the initial clues all the way to an arrest or conviction. For example, the case of Connie Debate ended with her husband's arrest and conviction.
So 50 got a show. I never watched that shit, you heard. So 50, but he got a show, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer, about some cases that already got solved. He just walk you through how they did it and whatever. That's like 577 tips. That's like calling in, yo, I know who did a crime. Come on, man. Come on, just because you don't fuck with a nigga, you can't say, yo, that's like the same thing. You can't do that, homie. You can't do that, bro. You can't, just because you don't like a nigga, you can't say that a nigga talking about already served, nigga talking about already solved murder cases is the same as talking about, yo, 577 tips. I know who doing this. I know who doing that. Come on. Let's get to that. How that's the same? That's not the same, bro. That's not the same, bro. So I just gotta keep it a buck. You out of line for that. Yeah, you out of line for saying that. And I think you should, at your earliest convenience, I think you should correct that. Because that's not the same. And that's a bad message that you put out there saying some shit like that. Because like I said, you are considered a gangster, nigga. By everybody considers you a gangster. So if niggas consider you a gangster, then you can't be out here promoting that a nigga talking about solved murders is equal to a nigga talking about you should dial 577 tips and help the community. Oh, yo, he talking about civilians and we should always help them. So if I run up in a bank and rob the bank, it's all right. It's all right for niggas to somebody in the hood to call 577 tips and tell them I robbed the bank. No, nigga. Ain't never all right for you to be dialing 577 tips. Let's get to that.
Talk to
Yeah,
him.
let's get to that.